What's going on, TWP fam? It's been a month, I think, since I posted my last video. How have you been? How was your July? Are you into trading? Are you new to trading? Are you waiting for me to tell you the secrets for the low cost of free? If you are, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm just a girl trying to make it from a regular 9 to 5 to doing whatever I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. So far, I want to say that trading definitely taps into like every mental emotion that you have. Like, it definitely taps into all your emotions, and it wakes things up. It shows and reveals certain things, and if you're not prepared for that, you'll easily walk away. But I'm no quitter. I told myself I wanted to become a full-time day trader, and I think by saying it, I never really thought how mentally exhausting and enticing it would be. Now, if I do a recap, I started this resolution this year. So like, this is my New Year's resolution, and we're still in 2025. I started this combine or this challenge in March of this year. We're in August. So if you really look at it, the turnaround time, I know Rome wasn't built in a day, but I feel like I have been completely hard on myself this entire time instead of taking the time to learn and get used to learning and being okay with the failures. So I remember in my last video that I talked about the 7 failed attempts, and I was in a new attempt that I started on the last day of June. We are now on August 2nd. So you might be wondering, how am I doing? You can see it at the top of the screen, but I'll also just show you in the charts, like the calendar. I'm already down $500 to begin the month, and that's fine. If we start to go back and we look at the bigger picture, I'm just gonna make this video like a monthly recap. But yeah, so if we look at the month of July, I only had 3 losses for the month of July. So I had more wins than losses, and overall that's a gigantic win. I would say that July was definitely not only a vacation month for me, but it was also a sick month. I didn't feel my greatest. I also don't feel the greatest right now, and it always seems to be that way when it's time for me to record a video. But you can see we were high and mighty within the first week. Then I got sick, so I was only able to make a trade on the 11th. Then I came back, but I was more so getting ready for vacation. So I was trading, but I wasn't trading, but it was still overall a good week of an $800 win. And then it was the week of my vacation. And honestly, I told myself I wasn't going to trade while I was on vacation. Did it anyway, and that's how I got the first $200 loss on that Monday. And then I spent the entire rest of the week trying to make up for that $200 loss, where the following week, which is last week, the current week that we're in, I lost another basically $200 for the last day that I traded in July. And then you can see right now, down $332 for the week. I think overall the biggest lessons that I learned is to not take what happened yesterday into today. And quite frankly, I think it is a lot harder to not look at the charts because I don't feel well and then try to come back and get back in the motion, whereas I should have still been trying to look at the chart, so that way at least I was following along instead of hopping on, thinking I see something, getting into it, and not really game planning how I foreseed it to go, if that makes sense. So essentially, all my reds for the past 2 weeks was because I wasn't really looking at the chart, but I was opening it while I was on my phone, and I was bored basically. So I wasn't actually trying to trade. I was just looking at it because I was, instead of scrolling on social media, I'm trying to make money. So like, why not look at the charts? I think overall that is the worst thing that I ever thought to do, because this is like my actual challenge. And this is the same challenge that I started on the last day of June. So I'm very proud of myself that I was able to keep it alive for an entire month. Ordinarily, I would have been failed it by now. And I think I should give myself a round of applause for that. So going forward for the month of August, I purchased a notebook and a multicolored pen. I'm calling that notebook a habit tracking notebook because so far a lot of emotions have come into play while trading, and I know what trading means to me when I do eventually pass it and the money starts flowing in. I know that to me that's financial freedom, time freedom, and overall I feel like that's breathing for me. I think growing up, once I, became an adult and got into working 9 to 5s, I feel like it's always been something that money is required for, and I never have enough for it. So I'm trying to make sure that not only am I signing up for therapy, but also keeping track of my habits and the things that I said I want to do, and journaling. There was barely any journaling with these trades that I took. I don't know why I took them. I just took them and I was hoping for the best. So in a sense, that's gambling. And I don't want to gamble when I'm doing a 9 to 5 for what I actually want to do. I want to make a career out of this. I want to be able to build a community and have like lives and Zooms and invite people to join in with me. So not even really like a Discord, but more so like we'll get on at the same time and we'll chat. We'll talk about what trades we're looking at, what movements we're looking at, where do we think the market is going to go. And that's what I want to do, and that's where I will get to. But as of right now, I think my focus was more so on, I got to pay off my debt. I got to pay off this. So instead of worrying about what I have to pay off and what I got to pay for, if I focus on the process instead of just trying to win, I think overall August is going to be a really good month for me. So I always say it, stay tuned. I'm trying to get in a better habit of actually uploading the videos, because I record a lot of videos, but I get in my head so often that the videos never actually get uploaded. So the month of August to me is for me to work on consistency and tracking my habits. So far what I'm game planning is, I think I'm now at the point where in order for me to make this my full-time career, I gotta give it a full-time shot instead of when I feel like it or when I'm not as tired. So in my tracker, I have like a time slot for 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. That's the Asian session. And I'm willing to stay up from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. and just record my trades. Hopefully I find a trade. If I don't find a trade, at least we're watching the market together. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live or if I'm just going to record and, edit it a little bit so that way you're not watching that many hours of footage. But yeah, so that's what the game plan is, 5 days a week. And we're just going to take it day by day, because I think I need to, or I know I need to hold myself more accountable in my actions. And I need to start understanding why I'm getting into these trades. Like I think this was the only trade where it was actually a perfect setup for me. We could see that it was an uptrend. It came back for the retest. Like it retested a certain area and then it shot up. And I patiently waited for that. Like I waited for that move, and I actually got in. So that was a pretty nice trade, but that unfortunately was the only trade where it was actually something that I studied, something that I understood, and I waited for. All the other things I haven't really waited for. I kind of just, I saw the move and I tried to hop the train and follow the trend. So as of right now, we were at one point only $900 away yet again to pass it, but I am now no longer worried about passing it. I am now worried about following a process because I understand the charts to a certain extent, and there's always room to explore and learn more, and I'm always open to do that. But I think the more I learn and the more I actually start following an actual game plan, the more green days I will see. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we're gonna get somewhere. I'm working on it. Peace.